You can stop the video now.
So we're going to use our calculator to complete the following questions. Go ahead and get your calculator out. We're going to round our answers to the nearest 10 thousandths. So when I say that place, I mean 4 decimal places out. Okay, we need to make sure our calculator is in the correct mode for each of these questions. And how we know whether it should be in radians or degrees is entirely based on the units that they're using in the question. So let's take a look at this first one. It says, let's find the cosecant of 36.7 degrees. So since my problem says degrees, my calculator needs to be in degrees. So everyone, go ahead and turn your calculator on, press the mode button, and then go ahead and scroll down until you see radians and degrees. So I need to be in degree mode, hit enter, and then press second and quit to exit that menu. So now that I'm in degree mode, I need to take the cosecant of 36.7 degrees. So I know that cosecant is the reciprocal of my sine function. So I'm going to do the reciprocal of sine. So I'm going to say 1 divided by the sine of 36.7 degrees. That's going to be equivalent to the cosecant of 36.7 degrees. That's something that my calculator can handle because my calculator does not have a cosecant button. Let's go ahead and type that in. We type in 1 divided by, and now I want my denominator to be grouped all together. So I'm actually going to insert a second pair of parentheses to group my entire denominator together. So open parentheses, sine of 36.7, close parentheses on my angle, close parentheses for my denominator, and then I go ahead and hit enter. When I do that, I see that I have 1.67328 blah 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 blah. I need to round out to 4 decimal places. So this is going to equal 1.673. It looks like a 2, but the 8 comes after it, so my 2 rounds up to a 3. Okay, and that was the cosecant of that angle. I'm going to make a quick edit to part B. I didn't teach you degrees, minutes, seconds. I've only taught you degrees. So we're going to go ahead and scribble out the 15 and scribble out the 45. Don't worry about that notation. You won't encounter it. So now I'm saying let's take the secant of 25 degrees. Okay, same deal. First off, we notice my units. In this case, we are still in degrees. Your calculator doesn't change mode unless you clear out your RAM or you change it yourself, so it's still in degrees. And we don't have a secant button, so let's go ahead and do the reciprocal function, which is 1 over cosine. So the secant of 25 degrees is the same thing as 1 over the cosine of 25 degrees. And again, that's something our calculator can do. So let's do 1 divided by, open parentheses, cosine of 25, close the parentheses on the angle, and close the parentheses on your denominator. You hit enter, and we're rounding out to 4 decimal places. So this is going to be approximately equal to 1.103. So I see that I have a 3 next, but after the 3 is a 7, so that last 3 rounds up to a 4. That is the secant of 25 degrees. And now finally, in part C, it says go ahead and do the cotangent of 12.45. So first I need to find my units. 12.45, it does not say degrees, so this is definitely in radians. So let's go to our mode, change our mode back to radians, and then exit that menu. And now we need to find the cotangent of 12.45 radians. Well, cotangent is just the reciprocal of our tangent function. So do 1 divided by the tangent of 12.45 radians. So 1 divided by open parentheses, take the tangent of 12.45, close parentheses on the angle, close parentheses on the denominator, hit enter. And we're like, oh snap, is it okay if our tangent's negative? We're like, yeah, that happens in the unit circle. As a matter of fact, that happens in 2 of our quadrants on the unit circle. So in this case, we have negative 8.5544 as our answer.